Welcome to the Inner Champion podcast. My name is Maxine Noel, former international athlete, now NLP certified coach. My mission is to help athletes and professionals get out of their own way, ditch the idea of perfection, and optimize their true potential. In this podcast, we will talk about mindset, emotions, self-actualization, self-confidence, performance, authenticity, and much more. So if you're ready to start this journey with me, well, let's get started. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Inner Champion podcast. This is Maxine Noel, your host. Really happy to be back here with you and really excited to talk about the topic of the day, which is changing our own stories. So maybe you've heard this expression, or maybe you've heard a lot of people saying you have to change your stories about yourself, change your stories, change your life, all that kind of stuff. Well, yeah, this is true. This is actually really powerful to change your story because this will actually help you change your life. But today I'm gonna demystify exactly what it means to change your story. What are your stories and how can you actually make a change and choose a new story for yourself? A story that fits what you want, your dreams, whatever you are aiming for. So this is what we're going to cover today in this episode. So first of all, a story. We all have story about who we are. We have an idea of how we can describe ourselves. So right now I'm talking about your identity, how you describe yourself, how you see yourself. And we usually use our achievements, titles, what people say about us to describe who we are. And the way that we see ourselves, it's an agreement that we made back in the days that is coming from people who told us who we are. You know, when we were a child, we couldn't really know exactly who we are. We were. That's it. We were not trying to describe who we are. We were just being. And someone might have told us that we are shy, we are extrovert, introvert, we are talking too loud, we are not good at singing, we are great painters, I don't know, all that kind of stuff. And when we heard that, we agreed and we decided that this will be part of who we are. And we just say, yes, I agree, I am like that. And we just continue our life thinking that we are like this. So for example, for myself, as a kid, I've always been someone really extrovert, someone who had a lot of energy to share and to show. And I was someone who would just talk really loud and just say my opinion really loud. And at some point, that's what I heard, that I was really loud. And I agreed with that. And I thought that was something negative. So I decided to calm down a little and be a bit different. So I decided to be a bit more introvert, act as an introvert, act as someone who is shy. And I lived my life this way until I realized that I was making myself, I was telling this story to myself that I was like that. And for so long, I've seen myself as someone introvert, even though I am someone who is speaking right now on a podcast. I am someone who like speaking on videos and doing conferences and seminar and being in front of people. It always been part of me, but at some point I just put that aside, thinking that no, I am not like that, and I decided and agreed that I wasn't like this. So therefore I act like I was not like this, for real. So this is what a story will do to you. When you attach yourself to a specific story, you become this story. It might be true, it might be false, doesn't matter. If you believe in it, it just becomes your reality. So this is why it is really important to be aware of the type of story that we tell ourselves about who we are. Because if we want to make a change in our reality, we have to look first at how we see ourselves. What is going on in our mind? What do we tell about ourselves? How do we describe ourselves? Because the way we are, the way we act, well, not the way we act, sorry, the way we are will influence the way that we act. And therefore, we will get results from that, from the story that we're telling ourselves. So this is why it is really important to know the type of story that you're telling yourself. And the same thing, I've heard so many people, and I would say client of mine who would tell me that they are not doing this, or they're not doing that, or they're not taking action because, their self-esteem is really low, and they know their self-esteem is really low. So therefore, that's why they are not acting on opportunities, or this is why they prevent themselves from just making a change. But when we repeat to ourselves that we are a certain way, again, it might be true, it might be not. But as soon as you believe in it, it just becomes a reality. So the more that you repeat to yourself that you are not confident, you are not worthy, or people don't like you, that will become your reality, because you telling this story to yourself times and times again and again, you will find proof and evidence that this is the truth. This is how the mind works, how your brain works. Your mind do not want to make you wrong. So it will look for all the evidence, all the proof that will tell you that you are actually right. So if you start believing that people don't like you, and you keep telling yourself that, you will look and you will focus on the evidence that people do not like you. So easily you will find in people that the way that they talk to you, the way that they act around you, actually confirm that they do not like you, or they don't want to be with you. Compared to if you choose to say that people actually like you and like to be around you, you will slowly start finding evidence that this is the truth. So again, the truth depends on you, because any situation, everything you're going through in this life, everything is neutral at its core. Everything means nothing. Does that make sense? I don't think so. What I mean is, every situation is neutral. Every situation do not have a meaning. We attribute meaning to a situation. We attribute a story about what is happening. We are the one creating the stories. When we go through a situation, when we, like for example, we believe that people do not want to work with us, do not want to be with us. When we keep telling ourselves this story, we are actually creating this separation. We don't feel good around the people because we keep saying to ourselves that they don't want to be with us. And when we tell ourselves that, we feel a certain way. We feel maybe sad, we feel anger, we feel different type of emotion. And when we feel this way, we act a certain way as well. The way that we feel, our emotions, do influence the way that we act and react. So just remember a time that you're sad, or you are angry, or you're pissed off, or anything. Do you really want to be around people? No, you kind of don't feel like being around someone. So what you project to other people is that you want to be by yourself, and you don't want people to approach you, or you don't want people to talk to you, and you don't feel good. So guess what? What will happen in this instance is people do not want to go around you maybe, or people will not try to talk to you because they feel you. They feel your energy. They feel that you are not open to talk to them, or you are not open to work with them. And sadly, this whole situation was created by you. And again, maybe there's a more complicated situation in which you are that involve people that are reacting a certain way and makes you, maybe they are mad and anything else. You're like, wow, this is not my fault, it's theirs. But you cannot change someone's behavior. The only thing that you can change is your own attitude, the way that you act and react, and the way you think and the way that you feel. And the way you feel will influence other people. This is what you actually can do to, quote unquote, change someone. You cannot change anybody. This comes from their own will of wanting to change. But if you want to influence people, is by yourself feeling a certain way, reacting a certain way, which will influence these people. But that again, it comes from your stories. What are you telling yourself? What do you believe about yourself? Do you feel that you're confident? If you always tell yourself that you're not confident, so another example, if you see yourself as not being confident, you will enter different situation in this energy. And you will look for proof and evidence that you are not confident. Oh, yeah, I'm not confident. Look, like people don't feel great with me. Or you see, I don't raise my hand right away. Or, oh, I'm doubting myself. Again, it just proves that I'm not confident, etc., etc. And even though we want to change, because obviously maybe you hear this and you're like, oh, I don't want to act like this anymore. I don't want to tell myself this story anymore. I want to change. And probably you tried in the past to change, to tell yourself that, starting now, I am a confident being. I am someone who is confident. I believe in myself. I know that I'm worthy. I'm valuable. Let's do this. And it worked for a little bit since you feel kind of motivated. You have this high of energy. And the day after, it goes back to normal. Why? Well, in NLP, we have this concept is called secondary gain. That was hard. Secondary gain. What is a secondary gain? Is when you keep acting a certain way, keep falling to the same pattern because you gain something from it. So since you gain something from it, you do not want to go away from this pattern, or you don't want to stop being in this pattern, or stop being in this story, stop telling yourself the story. So you have to be aware of the gain, what you gain when you are in this story, because this story has been really convenient for you. This is why you are still believing in this story, because there was a time that you needed this story to either protect yourself, feel better about yourself, etc., etc. Just for example, again, if you tell yourself that you're not confident and you believe in that story and everybody knows about it because you tell people that you're not confident, well, you are not expected to go forward or to speak in public, that kind of stuff. So that kind of prevents you from doing certain things that maybe deep down you're so afraid to do. But when you put your mask saying, well, I'm not confident, that kind of explains why I do not do these things, or that's why I don't have the result that I want. You become the victim of your own story, but it has a gain. You stay in your comfort zone. It is way less scary to stay there than just, overcome the fear of maybe making a mistake or maybe feeling ridiculous in front of people if you try something. As soon as you pull out your story of being not confident, being not worthy enough, well, you're not expected to act confidently, in a confident way. So this is why we do not change. This is why it's hard to let go of certain stories, because they are helping us. Sorry, not really helping. I would not use this word. They are convenient to us. They bring us something that makes us feel good, that is familiar, and that makes us wanting to stay in our comfort zone. But when we realize that, and you have to know that You are so more powerful than you know. You have so much power. If you're able to believe in this story, you're able to believe in any stories that you create. And you can start believing in whatever you want. Something you have to know, though, is when you decide to create a new story about yourself, this is a work in progress. This is something that you keep choosing. This is a conscious choice to make every single day. It's not something that you check off your list and be like, today I changed the story of my life. Check. And that's it. No. It's something that you have to come back to. And you have to be intentional. Every time you will face a situation, your first reflex will be to tell yourself the old story and tell yourself that you're not confident enough to do this. This explains why you don't feel good about this, blah, blah, blah. But when you catch yourself thinking this way, you catch yourself telling yourself the old story, you have to make a decision. You have to tell yourself that, oh, listen to this. Interesting. This is not what I believe in now. This is not my story anymore. This is the old story. Well, sorry, not sorry. I am changing my mind. I am thinking otherwise. I know that I'm confident and I know that I can do this. And even though this is freaking scary, I'm still gonna try. I'll still do my best and see what happens, because I know that no matter what, I have my back. I am there for me. I am there for myself. I trust myself. Let's go. So this is how we kind of change our own story. First of all, we have to be clear about the new story. That I didn't precise first, but that would be really great to choose what type of story you want instead of your old one. So that is pretty simple to choose. It's just asking yourself, what do you want to think instead? What do you want to believe in instead? So if you're thinking that you're not confident, you can start telling yourself, I am confident. And if this sounds like, no, I don't believe in this yet, it sounds kind of hard to believe in this, you can tell yourself, I am working on being confident every day. I am working on my confidence every day. I am closer to being confident. You can, work with your words, but I am just telling you to keep telling yourself that you are confident. And just remember a moment in your life, because I know there's at least one that you felt confident. Maybe right now in one area of your life, it is really difficult for you to feel confident, but in another area, it comes to you really easily. So you can refer yourself to this other area in which you feel confident already, and really connect with that feeling of what it feels like to be confident, being in the state of confidence. What does that feel like in your body? And try to be really precise and describe with words what it feels like in your body. Where does your confidence sit in your body? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in solar plexus, in your head? And how do you feel when you're confident? Do you stand tall? Do you feel like warmer, colder? I don't know. Like, how do you feel? How do you describe this feeling in your body? Be really precise, because when you're able to describe that, these become your indicators that you are confident. And realize that you can access this internal state, self-confident, being confident, at any moment. It is not something you have to wait for. It's not when you're gonna get that thing or blah, blah, that you will feel confident. It is an internal state. It is something that you create from within. It is not something that you gain from outside. It has to come from within first. And you can generate this internal state whenever you want. So again, this might be a new story for you. Maybe you think that you need to achieve something in order for you to tell yourself that you're confident now, or you have to wait till a certain moment to tell yourself that you're confident. Well, I'm telling you right now, your new story can be, I am confident when I tell myself that I'm confident. I am confident whenever I want. I choose to be confident in this moment. You can even say, I allow myself to be confident in this moment. So starting from now, you have the responsibility to choose your new story again and again and again, consciously. Each time that you will face a situation and your old story will come up, be aware of it, welcome it. It's okay. It is normal that it's coming back. A little trick here, don't expect your old story to disappear out of nowhere and never come back. It will always come back to surface. It is an old story that's been programmed in your mind for so long. It will not go away in a second. And it's fine that it's like that, okay? There's no problem about you. There's no worry to have, no judgment here. You're normal. But from now, it is important. Oh no. Okay, I thought something close. All right, so starting from now, it is important that each time that this old story comes up, you're aware of it, you welcome it, but you cut the cord, you cut the connection. You tell yourself, not this time. My new story is blah, blah, blah. And you choose the new story. It might feel comfortable in the beginning, but the more you do it, the more you choose consciously, intentionally, easier it will get. Easier it will be for you to choose this new story. You're paving a new way right now. You're creating a new pathway for your mind to choose from. So just imagine you have like a really clear road that you've taken this road for so long. You know this road by heart. But now you chose to create and build a new road. So it will take some time before it is, accessible, that it feels good and comfortable to roll on it. So just give yourself the time to feel more and more comfortable about it. There is nowhere to be, nowhere to go, no stress to have about all of this. This is a process. It's actually something that you devote yourself for your whole life, because it is something that you do to change your reality. You decide to change your mindset, the way that you think. And each time that you do that, it takes some time. And it's part of being alive. It's part of being human. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Just changing your stories. And a great exercise that I actually give to my clients now, it has been given to me by one of my coach. Her name is Tasha Criddle. So shout out to Tasha. Love you so much. She made me discover this technique that I really love and I've been practicing, and I want to share it with you guys. This is the letter technique, the letter exercise. This is pretty simple. What you have to do is write your whole story, and after that you can scratch it out, set it on fire, be careful. But then after just writing your whole story and just feeling all the emotion that goes with it, okay, just let yourself express whatever you have to express about this story. Why do you think it's still there? Where does it come from? How does it make you feel when you're in this story? What are you thinking when you think about this story? What are the thoughts related to this story? When that is done, put that away, scratch that away, and then write your new story. Decide from right now, at this moment, what is your new story that you want to tell yourself. And that could be the new story about the situation, but also the new story about yourself. Like we were talking earlier, self-confidence. If you want to see yourself as being confident, tell yourself that you're confident and look for the evidence that you are confident. And the more that you train your mind to do so, the easier it will get for you to believe in it. That is the work. Repetition is key in this situation. Repetition is key, because it will not change after a day. Certain belief will. If it's something that, if you do not have any secondary gain or there's anything that you're getting from having this story. But let me tell you, if it's a really old story you've been telling yourself for so long, you might have to find a way to replace that secondary gain. If by telling yourself that, when you tell yourself that you're not confident and you know that it's a way to protect yourself from moving on or from feeling fear, you will have to find a way for yourself to face that fear or how can you actually feel more comfortable with that fear? But that's a whole other subject. So that's it, guys. I hope you appreciate this story. Yes. I hope you appreciate this episode. So happy to share it with you. It was a nice time, and this is the word, guys. So let me know what you think about it, if you tried it, if you have any thoughts about this episode. I would love to hear from you. So you can leave me a comment, send me a message on Instagram. You will see all my information in the section below. I don't know how you call that. And if you're interested, again, what I do is one-on-one coaching as an LLP coach. I have openings right now for one-on-one sessions. So if it's something you're looking for, something that you want to work on, your mindset, the way that you work, that you think, and you want to change the way that you see things in your reality, you want to feel more confident, better about yourself, this is the time. Contact me. I will be super happy to answer you and see how I can help you. And also, if you like this episode today, I would really appreciate if you share it on your social media. So Facebook, Instagram, whatever, tag me. I always like to see people who watch this episode. So yeah, thank you so much for being here again, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.